Hey everybody, welcome to Ongaku Concept, the channel for video game music theory. I'm Josh, and this week I want to talk about repetition in your music. Repetition is an extremely important part of writing music because it establishes your theme and it makes it important. It singles it out as you should pay attention to this. Now, songs without repetition are not bad. You'll hear this a lot with TV and film music, especially in anime background music given its roots in BBC light music. It tends to be through composed, meaning it has a starting and an ending. It gets from point A to point B with very little repetition in between. Video game music is not like this because you spend a lot of time doing the same things in the same areas for however long that you choose to stay there. So you need music that loops consistently, and you need music that has a lot of repetition, and you have to avoid this becoming grating or irritating. I'm looking at you, Sonic 3. So to find that balance, let's look at the work of Koji Kondo, because Kondo is a master of simplicity. He is a master of repetition. He knows how to take a single theme and develop it and make it interesting. Pretty much the most simple example I can possibly give you is Kakariko Village from the Ocarina of Time. So this is a very simple song. It's also one of the most loved songs in the Zelda series. And in this arrangement, we have a guitar and we have something that sounds like a harmonica. And those play through the A section, and then the B sections like that, we add a glockenspiel. But then we come back around to the A section again. And it's repeating the exact same thing that was going on before. But this time we have a new development. We have an ocarina, doubling the melody. This is a very, very basic change. It's not even playing any extra notes, it's just doubling the melody. But it adds so much more depth to the song. This is a very short loop, okay? This is a very short section. The A section and the B section go by pretty quickly. When we're back into the A section, I think it would really become grating and a little bit annoying after a while if you just had the same thing playing. But we have the ocarina coming in, which makes things more interesting. Now, going a little bit further with this idea, we have Green Hill Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So this A section lasts for 8 bars, right? It's a really nice melody, it's a really nice chord pattern, and then we repeat it. We don't have a B section to separate it, we just go straight back into the A section again. But what makes this one different is we have a new voice that comes in. We have a string section that plays a counter melody to the one that's already playing. And because of this, we can get away with playing the same thing for another 8 bars without it becoming dull because we have something new to spark your interest. Even though it's something kind of in the back, it's not something really intended for you to pay attention to, it adds a whole new layer to the song, and that makes it interesting. And I can't talk about this topic without mentioning Hayato Asano. Asano is a composer for Gust, the company that makes the Atelier and Art Tanelico series, if you know about those. So Asano is noted on the sound team for being able to take maybe 2 or 3 really strong, catchy melodies and writing 6-minute epic rock themes out of them. And the way that he does this, and the way that he makes this work, is through development of this repetition. So there's this song on Atelier Shallie called Flying Clouds Drifting Haze, and he has this melody that he sets up in the A section of the song. So it's in 6/4 time, there's not a lot going on, but then it gets repeated. There's nothing to break it in the middle, we have a repetition of that section. But he does a few different things here. First of all, he changes the melodic instrument from a violin to a whistle. He also adds some string and brass counter melodies, And one thing I think is really cool is he changes the key. Now you might argue that changing the key of a song is one of the more lazy forms of development, because a lot of pop music is noted for doing this, like in the last chorus, but I think it's really clever that he does this in, like, this isn't even at the midpoint of the song yet. This is nowhere near the climax of the song. He does this in the beginning of it. I think it's really clever for him to do that at this point. But it gets even better than this, because after this bit, we have a B section with a lot of guitars, and we have some different melodies and stuff going on. But then the climax of the song hits, and we return back to this melody. But there's a lot of things going on that are very different. First of all, we're in common time now instead of 6/4. And again, this whole bit gets repeated with new instruments, string and brass stuff come in, and the key changes. So he manages to get at least half of this song out of this very basic melody. So in short, repetition is very important to your music, especially if you write music for games, but because of the nature of how games work, you gotta make sure that it's not irritating. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by developing it through adding other instruments, adding counter melodies, changing the key, changing the meter, doing anything you can to make it more interesting, put it in a new context. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more about how arrangement can seriously affect the way a song sounds, I did a video explaining Gylfasunner's mashup of All-Star from Shrek and the All-Star Rest Area theme from Super Smash Bros. It's really funny, but it's really interesting, and I have a video about that, which you can find right up there. And also, arrangement is such an important topic to game cover musicians. I do video game music covers myself on my own channel, which you can find right over here. And I've got a new video coming out on Tuesday, which is going to be a cover from Sonic Adventure 2. So I hope you'll check that out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.